Welcome back to Where You Live with Gene and Tony. We've been discussing, we're going to wrap up now this story about there's a federal agency that's going to require by, what is that date? May 21st, that all public pools, that would include homeowner associations, hotels, motels, municipalities, what else did we say? Fitness clubs, any place, any public pool of that nature would be required to have a lift installed, at least one, to help disabled people to use the pool, and possibly two means of egress into the pool, a ramp too if the pool is large enough.
Yeah. Now the issue at question right now is they're trying to postpone that deadline, May 21st. They're trying to postpone it to September 27th. So that's what's happening with this issue right now. We've been discussing whether this requirement is even reasonable of these industries. So we want to hear from our listeners, too, to see what you think. You can call us on our hotline, 952-224-2668. Let us know. Are Gene and I totally off base? Do you have incidents or experiences in your own life that would shed some light on this question? Give us a call. Yes,
we'd love to hear from you, and we will share those answers in next week's show. Let me just say before we get off of this particular story, we have two state U.S. representatives who are introducing a bill right now to stop the Justice Department from enforcing this rule. That would be, one is Congressman Alan West from Florida, and also Congressman David Schweikert from Arizona. And they are trying to introduce that bill right now to have the Justice Department stop enforcing the rule, or not getting geared up to do that as of May 21st, because like we said, even if you were to make this requirement and postpone it even into the fall, between now and this fall, if you took all companies that make lifts in the United States and took everything off their shelf and everything that they could build, they could not build enough for these pools. And so we are going to ask our listeners, if you're concerned about this, we want to urge people, contact the U.S. Justice Department to either show some support for these efforts to stop this bill, let people know a little bit. That would, I think, help as
we get some public input. Yeah.
Yes, as we can get closer to that date, we're going to have to review this and see how this is coming along. Yeah. Well, hey, folks, we've got as a guest now on the show here with Where You Live with Gene and Tony, a listener who is someone we also met at the CAI trade show a number of weeks ago. We want to welcome as a guest to Where You Live the CEO and president of Communitas Management in Indianapolis, Indiana, Tara Betterman. Hello, Tara.
Hello, Gene and Tony. How are you?
Good. Hi, Tara. Say, it was nice to meet you last month at the CAI trade show.
It was nice to meet you guys as well, and it seems that maybe you'll be able to help us out and some of our homeowners out. Some questions.
Hopefully.
Yeah, you said you had you gave us something that was I thought really interesting, and you've been. How long have you been involved in the management of HOAs, Tara?
Probably for a little over 13 years.
Okay. And this is one of the first letters that you saw of this nature ever, right?
Yes. Since the new guidelines came in, we've been slowly, certifying the properties as, requests have come in, and this is the first time I've seen this type of opposition.
Okay. And you're talking about the new FHA guidelines that require homeowner associations to recertify to be acceptable for FHA financing, correct?
That is correct.
Yeah, and you sent us this 3-page flyer you said is being passed around is it among your communities or one community or?
It's actually one particular community, and it was drafted quickly after we sent around a notice for a special meeting because the documents had to be amended to take out what the government saw as discriminatory language, so that they could become FHA compliant.
So they could be.
Can you give us an idea? I'd like to ask a question. What was some of that language that you're talking about that needed to be taken out?
It was actually just a one line in the governing documents that stated that the association could require the purchaser to provide the association with financial character references of the proposed purchaser and any other information concerning the purchaser the board may reasonably require. And so the financial character references is what the FHA took offense to.
I see. Let me ask you this, Tara. Have FHA mortgages been used in the past on this property?
Yes, in the past, but not since the new guidelines have come into play.
But it was a common method of buyers finding financing, correct, to purchase homes. So the new regulations just brought it to the forefront for this association. I'm guessing. It's very interesting. This is a very crazy letter that you sent to us, full of misinformation, isn't it?
Yes, full of a lot of misinformation and a lot of what can be considered offensive.
Yeah.
Well, let's take a step back for some of our listeners too, Tara, because some people still may not know or understand. But FHA changed their requirements in order for someone to be approved for an FHA loan in a homeowner association, and that took place, I want to say it was December in 2010, wasn't it, about?
I believe it was 09. December of 09.
I'm thinking that for some reason I was thinking it might have been something that was written in 09, but something that by 2010 had to be in place, or basically stating that associations now had to go through a process, and this is every 2 years now, I believe. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Every 2 years, they have to go through this recertification process in order to be able to, for a homeowner to be able to sell their home. And
to someone with an FHA mortgage.
Well, FHA mortgage.
And this was in response to the market and what the bad things that have happened in the market, correct?
Yeah.
Because the FHA saw a lot of their loans go bad, or saw homeowners associations go bad where their loans were in effect because of not enough reserves, poorly managed financing, isn't that, or operating expenses? Isn't that what prompted this?
Yes, and Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac have followed in suit by saying that they've dispensed basically with their guidelines and said that, our guidelines are going to be the FHA guidelines.
I see.
And those three entities together hold, I think, in excess of 80% of the mortgages in the country. So, it's a pretty staggering number. And to take that 80% of the population out of the mix of allowed purchasers for a community can really reduce the pool of buyers.
And that's what this letter says. They don't want to allow FHA mortgages in their community.
Correct.
And you said when did the certification end for this particular property?
I'm not sure when it exactly ended, or I don't think since the new regulations went into place that this association, they had not certified.
No, it sounds because they have to amend their documents. It sounds like in order to be compliant with the new regulation.
And what really brought it to light was this is a community that was new to us as of last year. Is we had several homeowners who were trying to sell their homes. It's an older community, and so a lot of the people who are living there and trying to move homes now are the sons and daughters and family members of homeowners who have moved on to nursing homes and are left trying to deal with the current real estate market. And And so they've reached out to us along with several realtors in town.
Okay.
So how large is this association?
It's about 130 units.
So
Okay.
pretty good
standard,
size.
yep.
Yeah. And the person who wrote this letter, again, they didn't have, I guess, the desire to let anybody know who they were, did they?
Well, this accompanied a petition, and the person did make themselves known to me actually last night at another meeting to discuss. We've had a couple of follow-up meetings with regard to this document to try and clarify the misinformation. And this person actually proudly stepped up to me yesterday to let me know that they had, done their research and actually spearheaded writing this document. And so we do now know, as of last night, who the person was who
So
fabricated
this person wanted to oppose any FHA mortgages in the property, and so they had a petition accompanying this letter, which gives their reasons for opposing FHA.
And what are those reasons, you may ask? Well, we're going to let you know in just a moment, but we're going to take a break right now. We're talking to CEO Tara Betterman with Communitas Management from Indianapolis, Indiana, about reasons to oppose FHA sales in your HOA. We'll talk about that after these messages.